Thursday, not the 8th. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Swim Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
But the haze from these lights in here made that look like an 8.
Yes, you're rushing it. But we're going to be really hot today. Again, we have heat advisories out. Actually, from the National Weather Service.
Another one.
Yes, another hot day. It's probably going to be a little bit warmer than yesterday.
And it was steamy yesterday, so
yes, it was really hot outside.
Watch out.
So let's take a look now at heat advisories in effect. This was issued by the National Weather Service, and this is in effect for Oneida, Madison, Lewis, and southern Herkimer County from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. today. The heat index values are expected to be in the upper 90s today, so that's what it's going to feel like this afternoon. Be careful. Make sure you stay hydrated when heading outside. Our temperatures at this point already in the 60s, 64 degrees in Whitesboro and 61 degrees in Richfield Springs. And that dew point is at 61 degrees, so a little bit muggy to start this morning. But hazy, hot, and humid again today. It's going to be a little bit warmer than yesterday as we reach the upper 90s for that heat index value. We do see a little bit of a relief coming in for the weekend due to widespread storms coming in tomorrow afternoon. So for the rest of today, expect some sun. Upper or lower 90s for the high temperature, but it's going to feel a lot warmer than that. And I will talk a little bit more about the Boilermaker forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Let's get right to it now. One person is...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. It's going to be a really hot day today. A perfect day to get some ice cream, but definitely recommend eating it faster today because it's humid, it's hot. It's going to reach the low 90s this afternoon, and it's going to feel like the upper 90s. But if you do go and get ice cream or do anything outside, I would maybe recommend leaving the pets at home because outside, as we do reach 90 degrees, the concrete is going to be 125 degrees and the asphalt 140 degrees. And in that, paws can burn in 5 minutes if they are walking on that. So if you take them outside this afternoon when it's hot, maybe keep them on the grass or the shaded grass, or maybe even take them earlier outside this morning. Looking ahead to the weekend, we do get a little bit of a relief. We see widespread showers and thunderstorms coming in tomorrow due to a cold front that kind of breaks the humidity a little bit into the weekend. On Saturday, we look to be mostly dry. Maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible. On Boilermaker Sunday, we're closely watching the possibility of some rain on Sunday. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. In January, they agreed to work...
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with some sunshine this morning, and it's really going to heat up again today with highs reaching the low 90s. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. As you can see, should be a nice sunrise. Sunshine to start here this morning. Some patchy fog is possible, but we are going to remain hot and humid once again for today. Our temperatures are once again starting out in the 60s, a little bit muggy as well. 64 degrees in Whitesboro, 68 degrees in Deansboro, and if we look to the south, we have 65 degrees in Cooperstown with the dew point at 61 degrees right now. So that is in the muggy category. Once again today, dew points are going to be near 70, in the low 70s, so getting pretty humid, and our temperatures are going to reach near and in the low 90s. We are dry on our Yorkville battery, Swim Tracker 2, Doppler radar, and once again today, very similar to yesterday, a passing shower or a pop-up isolated thunderstorm is possible. That's due to how hot and humid it's going to be, and that will be possible in the afternoon and evening as we remain really humid today and tomorrow. We get a little bit of relief from the humidity for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. But today, it's going to be the hottest day of the week. It's going to feel really hot outside. It's actually going to feel almost near 100 degrees this afternoon as we reach the low 90s and it gets really humid. And then we will start to get relief tomorrow. We feel like the upper 80s. High temperatures will be in the low 80s, though. That's because it still remains humid. And then we do get a little bit of relief on Saturday and a little bit more for Boilermaker Sunday. But at this point, it's getting pretty close for Boilermaker Sunday. Let's hope that this model holds out. Our one model, the GFS model, it is showing that it will be dry up until 1 p.m. So it's going to be cloudy. It's going to be a little bit muggy and warm, especially compared to last year. But our other model, it's called the Euro, that is showing that we are going to be seeing rain throughout the morning, even some pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon. So hopefully all the models come into agreement that it will be dry for the Boilermaker. If not, it may be a wet Boilermaker this year. So on our Skycast here today, we will reach upper 80s already at noon, low 90s for the high temperature. A pop-up shower or thunderstorm is possible, and it's going to feel way warmer because of how humid it's going to be. Tonight, we remain warm and humid overnight. Lows only fall into the upper 60s, and then tomorrow will still be humid, but we do see clouds moving in, and just around noon, we start to see widespread showers and thunderstorms develop that will last through the evening. So for the rest of today, expect sunshine, isolated showers possible, but we'll reach the low 90s and be really humid. And then tonight will just fall to around 70 degrees. Tomorrow, a cold front moves through that does bring in some showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. It breaks the humidity a little bit for the weekend, but we're closely tracking Boilermaker Sunday. It may be a wet race, Gary.
A lot of people looking out for that, for
Yes,
sure.
including me, too, because I'm running it.
Yeah, it'd be tricky if it's wet out there.
Yes.
Hannah, thanks. The time right now, 5:20, half hour. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Swim Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And you were mentioning it's going to be even hotter today, right?
Yes, so we'll reach the low 90s today. It's going to feel like the upper 90s because of how humid it is.
Oh, man, it is humid already out there.
Yeah, so yesterday was hot. Today it's going to be a little bit hotter. So let's take a look now at the heat advisory that the National Weather Service has issued. They issued it for Lewis, Oneida, Madison, and southern Herkimer counties from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. today due to those heat index values reaching in the upper 90s, so it's going to be close to 100 for what it feels like outside today. It's going to be another hot one, even warmer than yesterday. And we're already starting out in the 60s. We have 61 degrees in Westmoreland and Richfield Springs, and 63 degrees in Whitesboro and in Earlville. It's also a little bit muggy to start, 61 degrees for the dew point. It will get humid again today. We'll actually reach near 70 for the dew point, and that's what causes it to feel even warmer than the actual temperature. So the very humid and hot weather continues today. Today it's going to be warmer than yesterday with those heat index values reaching the upper 90s. And we do see some relief in the humidity as widespread showers and storms are expected to come in tomorrow. We do see a little bit of relief from the humidity over the weekend. So for today, expect sunshine, really humid conditions. It's going to feel like the upper 90s. I will talk a little bit more about the Boilermaker forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Well, Tuesday, July 4th.
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. Today it's going to get really hot, low 90s today, but it's going to feel like the upper 90s due to the humidity. We will still be really humid tomorrow, but the temperature drops. Low 80s, feeling like the upper 80s tomorrow. And then we will be seeing widespread showers and thunderstorms move through in the afternoon due to our cold front. It won't cool us down too much for the weekend, but it does kind of break the humidity a little bit. We'll still be muggy on Saturday. We'll reach the low 80s. And then for Boilermaker Sunday, it looks like we'll just reach the upper 70s. But for the race on Sunday, it may be warm and muggy in the morning with cloudy skies. So we do have a heat advisory in effect for today for Oneida, Lewis, Madison, southern Herkimer County. That's due to the low 90s, but it's going to feel like the upper 90s due to the humidity. And then once again, we get a little bit of relief for the weekend. It is going to remain unsettled starting tomorrow. A few pop-up thunderstorms are possible Saturday, and we're closely monitoring the fact that we may be seeing some rain for Boilermaker Sunday. Gary? Yeah.
No one wants to hear that.
I know.
Hannah, thanks. Well, the billionaire
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with some sunshine this morning, and it's going to be hot again today with highs reaching the low 90s. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. As you can see, very little cloud cover, nice sunrise to start this morning. It's already pretty warm outside, and it's going to warm up really quickly today with highs in the low 90s, so even a little bit warmer than yesterday. Our temperatures are in the 60s to start. We have 62 degrees in Dowdesville and Little Falls, 69 degrees in Deansboro, and looking to the south, we have 64 degrees in Cooperstown. It's also a little bit humid outside, 61 degrees for the dew point. This dew point looks to rise to near and in the low 70s, and our temperature will rise to the low 90s, so it's going to feel like the upper 90s this afternoon. We are dry on our Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar, and today we look to remain dry, but since it is hot and humid, once again, there is a chance of a pop-up shower or even a pop-up isolated thunderstorm this afternoon as it is hot and humid, but it does look to remain dry and sunny. We remain really humid tomorrow, but it starts to cool down a little bit, and the cold front moves through tomorrow afternoon. That does give us a little bit of relief for the humidity for Boilermaker weekend, but once again, today it's just going to be really hot outside. It's going to feel hotter than yesterday. Upper 90s is what it's going to feel like. And tomorrow, even though we'll just be in the low 80s, it's still going to be really humid. So it's actually going to feel like the upper 80s. And it does get a little bit better for Boilermaker weekend. But fingers crossed that this model does not work out, the one with the rain coming in. So our one model, this is called the GFS model, it is not showing rain coming in until 2 p.m. So even after the after party, it's showing cloudy skies for the race. It's going to be warm and muggy, not too humid, just a little bit muggy, but definitely warmer than what we saw last year with the low humidity and the lower temperatures. As for this other model, it's called the Euro. It is kind of trending more that we will be seeing heavier rain throughout the race and even into the after party in the afternoon. So hopefully this one works out and they come in more of an agreement. But if not, it looks like it's going to be a wet Boilermaker. So it's 50-50 right now. We'll keep you updated on what happens. On our Skycast here today, though, will remain dry, really warm. At noon, we'll already be in the mid to upper 80s, low 90s for the high temperature. A pop-up shower or thunderstorm is possible. And then tonight will fall to just around 70 degrees and remain humid overnight. Tomorrow remains humid. We see clouds move in, though. A few isolated showers in the morning, and then they do turn more widespread with some thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening as a cold front moves through. So for the rest of today, expect mostly dry conditions with sunshine, pop-up shower or isolated thunderstorm is possible. Low 90s, but it's going to feel like the upper 90s. And then tonight, our overnight low falls just around 70 degrees, so warm and humid overnight. It remains humid tomorrow with clouds moving in, showers and widespread thunderstorms coming in the afternoon due to a cold front. That does give us a little bit of relief for the humidity over the weekend, but we're closely tracking Boilermaker Sunday. It may be a wet one, Gary.
And whether it's wet or not, it's still going to be a bit humid, right?
Yes, humid and warm. I know last year it was really nice, low humidity. It was actually like pretty cool in the morning, so it's not going to be like that,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Well, you've been running in the humidity, so you're going to be used to it.
Hopefully I'm set.
Hannah, thanks. The time right now is 5:54. Yes, I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And if you like the heat, get ready for today because it's going to be really hot.
Yes, definitely stay hydrated today. Warmer than yesterday. We'll actually feel like the upper 90s this afternoon.
I don't know. For some people, they love that heat and humidity. It makes their joints feel better.
Yeah, but I don't like the humidity. I actually ran in it yesterday. It was tough.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Let's take a look now at the heat advisory in effect for the National Weather Service. We are going to be in a heat advisory. Let me get this up here. It's in effect from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. today for Oneida, Lewis, Madison, and southern Herkimer County because it's going to feel like the upper 90s with the humidity. Our temperature at this point is already in the 60s, a little bit humid still this morning. 63 degrees in Whitesboro and Earlville, and 61 degrees in Richfield Springs and Westmoreland. And our dew point is at 61 degrees. We are in that muggy category. The dew point will rise to the low 70s. It gets really humid, and our temperature will rise to the low 90s. That's what's going to make it feel like the upper 90s for today. So hazy, hot, and humid weather continues. We do see a cold front move in tomorrow that does bring in some showers and storms, and that breaks the humidity a little bit for the weekend. So for the rest of today, expect really hot and humid weather with some sun. We'll reach the low 90s. I will talk a little bit more about the Boilermaker forecast on Sunday coming up, Gary.
Anna, thanks. Let's get right to it now. One person is recovering.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. It's going to get really hot this afternoon. A perfect day to go out and get some ice cream. Low 90s. It's going to feel like the upper 90s though because it's humid, so definitely eat that ice cream pretty fast. It's going to melt quickly as it is really hot and humid today. But if you do go out or do anything today, I would definitely leave maybe the pets at home if it's going to be in the afternoon, because it's going to get really hot. If the air temperature is 90 degrees, then the concrete is 125 and the asphalt is 140 degrees, and their paws can burn really quickly in that. So if you do take them out, keep them in the shaded grass, or maybe do it earlier this morning. The weekend, we get a little bit of relief from the humidity. We'll be in the low 80s Saturday, upper 70s Sunday. We're closely tracking the possibility for some rain on Boilermaker Sunday, so we will keep you updated on that. Gary.
Keep Nala and her neighbors inside today.
Yep, Nala stays inside by the air conditioner.
Hannah, thanks. Well, in January, they...
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with some sunshine this morning, and it is going to get really hot and humid once again today. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. As we can see, sunny skies to start. A nice morning outside. We're in the 60s, but that temperature is going to rise really quickly today. It's going to be even warmer than yesterday. Our sky watchers have us once again in the 60s, 61 degrees in Old Forge and Clinton, 64 degrees in New Hartford. And if we take a look to the south, we have 62 degrees in Hartwick and 61 degrees in Edmiston. We'll reach the low 90s today, though, and this dew point will continue to rise as well. We're a little bit muggy right now at 61 degrees for the dew point. We will reach the low 70s. So with this temperature in the low 90s and the dew point in the 70s, it's going to feel like the upper 90s this afternoon. We are dry on our Yorkville battery, Swim Tracker 2, Doppler radar, and today, very similar to yesterday because it's going to be so hot and humid, there is a possibility of a pop-up shower or an isolated thunderstorm to develop this afternoon and evening, but we do look to remain mostly dry and sunny today, and the humidity even continues into tomorrow. We will cool down a little bit tomorrow, but that humidity continues. A cold front moves through tomorrow afternoon, and that does give us a little bit of a break in the humidity for Boilermaker weekend. But today, really, really hot. 97 degrees is what it's going to feel like outside this afternoon. And even tomorrow, we'll be in the low 80s for the high temperature, but it's going to feel like the upper 80s. We get a little bit of a relief in the humidity for Saturday and Sunday, especially for Boilermaker Sunday. It's only going to feel like the upper 70s in the afternoon, so should feel a little bit cooler. Good news if you are running for the Boilermaker on Sunday, but it's still a little bit iffy. Both models are in disagreement, so we have to just keep watching this. Our one model, it's called the GFS model. It doesn't show any rain coming in until after the after party, and it's just showing that during the race, during the after party, will be cloudy and just warm and muggy. As for the other model, this is the Euro model. It is showing that it's going to be raining the entire time of the race and the after party, so hopefully our US model does hold out, and hopefully they come in agreement. If not, it's going to be a rainy Boilermaker. So it's 50-50 right now, as it will be dry or if it will be raining. So we will keep you updated on that. On our Skycast for the rest of today, we'll actually be dry, mid to upper 80s at noon. Low 90s for the high temperature. A pop-up shower or thunderstorm is possible just because of how hot and humid it is, but otherwise it will be sunny. Tonight will fall to just around 70 degrees, so it's going to be another warm night. And as for tomorrow, we will see clouds increase throughout the morning. In the afternoon, thunderstorms and showers develop. That's due to a cold front moving through. So for today, expect sunshine, mostly dry conditions, low 90s, but it's going to feel like the upper 90s. And as for tonight, we fall to just around 70 degrees. Tomorrow, it's still going to be humid, but a little bit cooler, low 80s. It's still hot. We do see clouds come in and showers and thunderstorms move through in the afternoon. That cold front that moves through tomorrow gives us a little bit of relief in the humidity over the weekend, but we're closely watching Sunday. It may be a wet Boilermaker, Gary.
Yeah, and that humidity has a lot of folks concerned for people running Sunday.
Yes, it should be fine. It's not going to be as humid as it was yesterday or today. And then since it's in the morning, it'll be like 60, 70 degrees, so it should be okay.
Yeah, a little humid.
Yeah, a little humid.
Hannah, thanks. Be sure to like us, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Swim Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And we are talking, it's going to feel like the high 90s today, right?
Yes, so low 90s, humid, so it's going to feel like 97, 98 this afternoon, so it's going to be pretty hot.
Yeah, so if you have to do anything, do it early.
Yes, do it early this morning, especially if you have to walk the dog or anything, because it's going to be too hot this afternoon. Let's take a look now at the heat advisory in effect from the National Weather Service. This goes into effect of 11 a.m. this morning until 8 p.m. this evening for Lewis, Oneida, Madison, and southern Herkimer counties just due to how hot it's going to be. We're already starting out pretty warm. We're in the 60s. We have 62 degrees in Little Falls, Richfield Springs, and Cooperstown, and 61 degrees in Westmoreland. That dew point is at 61 degrees as well, so it's a little bit muggy to start. This dew point will reach near and in the low 70s today, and then our high temperature will reach near and in the low 90s today. So that's going to make it feel like the upper 90s as it is very humid and hot. It's going to be even warmer than yesterday, and it's going to feel way warmer than yesterday. We see some showers and storms come in tomorrow, and that does kind of break the humidity a little bit for the weekend. So for the rest of today, expect sunshine, low 90s for the high temperature, very humid. I will talk a little bit more about the Boilermaker forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. A world record was made on Tuesday.
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. Really hot today. We're actually going to reach the low 90s, and it's going to feel like the upper 90s because it's going to be humid. It remains really humid tomorrow, but our temperature drops a little bit. A cold front moves through, and it's still going to be warm over the weekend, but less humid. It's probably going to feel just a little bit muggy outside for both Saturday and Boilermaker Sunday on Sunday. But because of the heat and humidity today, we do have a heat advisory in effect from the National Weather Service. This is for Lewis, Oneida, Madison, and southern Herkimer County from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. this evening. So once again, really hot and humid for today. We see some sunshine. Pop-up shower is possible, along with maybe an isolated thunderstorm. It's going to be warm and muggy over the Boilermaker weekend. We're closely tracking the possibility of some rain on Boilermaker Sundays. We will keep you updated on that. Gary.
Hannah, thanks. The billionaire battle over
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out sunny this morning, and it is going to get really hot and humid today once again. So let's take a look now at downtown Utica. As you can see, sunshine to start. It is going to be sunny today, really hot and humid. We're actually going to feel a little bit warmer than yesterday. Our skywatchers have us in the 60s to start, so another nice morning. 61 degrees in Old Forge and Clinton, 67 degrees in Deerfield, and if we take a look to the south, we have 62 degrees in Hardwick and 64 degrees in West Lawrence. Highs today will reach the low 90s, and it's a little bit muggy to start, 61 degrees for the dew point. Our dew point today will reach the low 70s, so with this temperature in the low 90s, dew point in the low 70s, it's going to feel like the upper 90s here this afternoon. We are dry on our Yorkville batteries from Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and we look to remain dry today, but since it is hot and humid once again, there's always a chance of a pop-up shower or a localized thunderstorm. It remains humid tomorrow. A cold front moves through that does bring in some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon, and it does break the humidity a little bit for Boilermaker weekend on Saturday and Sunday, but it will still be muggy. And today, Nala and her neighbor definitely going to stay by the air conditioner. Today she is saying hi to Prudence, who spotted a bird here this morning. But yesterday Nala was actually really hot, so they're going to stay by the air conditioner today away from the window. They're happy that it's sunny, but too hot for them to handle. Upper 90s today is what it's going to feel like. Tomorrow we get a little bit better. It's going to reach the low 80s, but still feel like the upper 80s because it's going to be humid. And then we do get a little bit better for Boilermaker weekend, especially on Boilermaker Sunday. But it's getting to be a close call for Boilermaker Sunday. Here are two models. They're in disagreement now, so let's hope they get into agreement that it's going to be dry. So our GFS model is showing dry conditions, cloudy skies. It's just going to be warm and muggy, but that will be for the entire race and for the after party. As for the Euro model, that is showing that it's going to be raining for the entire race and the after party. So hopefully they get on board with the dry conditions. If not, it's going to be a wet Boilermaker. At this point, it's 50-50, so we'll keep you updated on the newest information. So on our Skycast today, it's going to be mostly dry, mid to upper 80s already at noon. Low 90s for the high temperature, feeling way hotter than that. A pop-up shower or a localized thunderstorm is possible. Tonight we drop into the 70s, and once again a pop-up shower or thunderstorm is possible overnight. And as for tomorrow, we will be seeing clouds move in the morning. Around noon, we start to see some showers and thunderstorms develop due to that cold front moving through. So for the rest of today, expect some sunshine. We'll reach the low 90s and get really humid. So really hot and humid today. And then we do remain warm and humid overnight. Tomorrow we get a little bit better for the heat, but it's still going to be humid, and then we do see some showers and thunderstorms rolling through. The humidity, we get a break from it a little bit over the weekend, but we're closely watching Boilermaker Sunday now because it could be a wet one, Gary.
A lot of people looking at that forecast.
Yes, as am I. I'm running it, so I hope it's not raining or anything.
Yeah, that's for sure. Hannah, thanks. The time right now, 6:52, and
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
good morning, and thank you for joining us here on the CW11. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And if you liked yesterday's heat, get ready because it's going to be even hotter today.
Yes, more humid, and highs will reach the low 90s, so it's going to feel like the upper 90s.
Yeah, definitely a bit dangerous for some folks.
Yes, so definitely stay hydrated and then have the air conditioner ready and stuff like that.
And you talked about those pets too.
Yes, pets outside walking on like the asphalt, the concrete, their paws can burn really quickly.
Keep Nala inside.
Yeah, she doesn't go outside anyway. So let's take a look now at the heat advisory in effect from the National Weather Service. Goes into effect at 11 a.m. this morning and lasts until 8 p.m. for Lewis, Oneida, Madison, and southern Herkimer County because it is going to be so hot. Our temperatures this morning are in the 60s. We have 65 degrees in Whitesboro and 64 degrees in Westmoreland and Little Falls. Our dew point is already at 63 degrees as well. As this reaches near and in the low 70s today, and our temperature reaches near and in the low 90s, it's going to feel like the upper 90s here this afternoon. So once again today, hazy, hot, and humid. It's going to feel warmer than yesterday. And then we do see some showers and storms coming in tomorrow. That gives us a break in the humidity a little bit for the weekend. So for today, expect sunshine, low 90s, and very humid. I will talk a little bit more about the Boilermaker forecast for Sunday coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Let's get right to it now. One person is
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are tracking hot and humid weather once again today as highs reach the low 90s. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. Sunshine to start this morning. Nice, comfortable morning, but it's going to get really hot and humid pretty quickly this afternoon. Our sky watchers this morning have us in the 60s. We do have 67 degrees in Mohawk and in Deerfield. And if we take a look to the south, we have 62 degrees in Hartwick and 61 degrees in Edmiston. And our dew point right now is at 63 degrees. So this dew point will reach near and in the low 70s today. And our high temperature will reach near and in the low 90s today. And that makes us feel a lot hotter than the actual temperature. So we are dry right now on our Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and we look to remain dry and sunny today, but a pop-up shower, isolated thunderstorm is definitely possible this afternoon and evening as we do get really hot and humid. It's actually going to feel like the upper 90s today, so we do have a heat advisory out. The National Weather Service has issued it. It's going to get really hot this afternoon. Tomorrow we cool down a little bit, but still going to feel like the upper 80s. It's still going to feel hot tomorrow, but we do see some thunderstorms move through, and that does break the humidity just a little bit for Boilermaker weekend. But let's hope that our models come in agreement that it will be dry for Boilermaker Sunday. At this point, our GFS model does have us dry through the race and the after party. Just it's going to be warm and muggy with cloudy skies. But our Euro model does have rain through the race and through the after party. So let's hope that we do dry out. Both models show dry weather, or it may be a wet Boilermaker. So for the rest of today on our Skycast, we'll reach the low 90s and be humid. It's going to feel like the upper 90s. Pop-up shower or thunderstorm is possible. And then tonight, same thing overnight, a pop-up shower or thunderstorm is possible. We'll fall to just around 70. We do see an increase in cloud cover tomorrow morning, and then showers and thunderstorms develop in the afternoon due to a cold front. So for today, sunshine, dry conditions, low 90s, but it's going to feel like the upper 90s, and then we fall into the 70s tonight. Tomorrow, we are going to be seeing a cold front move through that does bring in clouds, then showers and thunderstorms. It's still going to be humid, but what that cold front does is it breaks the humidity a little bit for Boilermaker weekend. We're keeping a close eye on Boilermaker Sunday as it might rain.
It is day 2 of extreme heat here all across central New York. Temperatures expected to reach 90, but it will feel even hotter with that humidity. Meteorologist Hannah Evans is keeping an eye on things as Boilermaker weekend is just about upon us. Hannah, you say things will cool down though for the weekend, right?
Yes, a little bit, but right now we are really hot today. We are expected to reach the low 90s. So right now we are in the mid to upper 80s. We already have 89 degrees in Westmoreland, Whitesboro, and in Little Falls, and we have 87 degrees in Cooperstown, and that dew point is at 64 degrees, so it's humid as well. The feels like temperatures are in the lower to mid 90s at this point. They are expected to reach the upper 90s. We are seeing mostly sunny skies, so that's kind of not really helping with any relief to the heat. We are going to continue to see mostly sunny skies today with a passing shower or isolated thunderstorm possible just because of how hot and humid it is. We will reach the upper 90s for the heat index. High temperatures look to reach just about the lower 90s, and then we will be seeing a cold front move in tomorrow that brings in showers and thunderstorms. It breaks the humidity a little bit for Boilermaker weekend. So for the rest of today, expect sunshine. It will reach the low 90s and be humid. I will talk a little bit more about the Boilermaker forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks, and we're not the only ones facing.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking sunshine this afternoon and really hot and humid weather. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. Hazy, hot, and humid for the rest of the day. It's going to be hotter than even what it was yesterday. Our sky watchers already have us in the upper 90s, mostly for the Mohawk Valley. We do have 89 degrees in Clinton and Mohawk, and then we do have 83 already in Old Forge. But it's going to feel much warmer than that because of the humidity and because of this. National Weather Service has put out a heat advisory until 8 p.m. this evening due to the heat index values being in the upper 90s. This is in effect for Lewis, Oneida, Madison, and southern Herkimer counties. Today, the forecasted heat index is supposed to be in the upper 90s. It's going to feel really hot and humid this afternoon. Make sure you do stay hydrated and get that air conditioner ready. It gets a lot better tomorrow. It cools down a little bit. We'll just be in the low 80s tomorrow. It's still going to feel like the upper 80s though because it's going to be humid. But we do see some showers and thunderstorms move through tomorrow, and then it feels a lot better for the weekend, Saturday, and Boilermaker on Sunday. We are dry at this point on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Actually, there is just a little shower, as we can see right over Hamilton. So a pop-up shower or an isolated thunderstorm is possible for the rest of this afternoon and evening. That's just due to how hot and humid it is. There's not really any systems around us, just due to the heat and humidity. As you can see, a shower could just pop up due to the heat and the humidity. So Nala and her neighbor this afternoon, they like the sunshine, but they don't really like the heat. Today, she's saying hi to Prudence, who just saw a bird outside. All excited about that. But today, Nala and Prudence will sit by the air conditioners because it's really hot and humid. Definitely be careful with bringing your pets outside as well. We will remain humid tomorrow, but then a cold front gives us a little bit of a break in the humidity for Boilermaker weekend on Saturday and Sunday. If you are running the Boilermaker on Sunday, it's a 50-50 chance right now, maybe raining. Our one model, it's called the GFS. It's the U.S. model. It is showing that we will be dry for the Boilermaker and the post-race party. It's just going to be cloudy, a little bit muggy and warm during the race. As for the Euro model, it is showing that it's going to rain for the race along with the post-race party. So we will keep you updated on any changes. It's a 50-50 chance that we're going to be seeing a wet Boilermaker this year. So on our Skycast here today, we'll reach the low 90s with heat index values in the upper 90s. A pop-up shower, isolated thunderstorm is possible. Same thing goes for tonight with the pop-up shower, thunderstorm possible as we remain warm and humid overnight. Tomorrow we remain humid. We'll reach the low 80s, and then we do see some showers and thunderstorms moving through in the afternoon due to the cold front. So for the rest of today, expect really hot, humid weather. We'll reach the low 90s, but it's going to feel much warmer than that. And then muggy and mild tonight. A passing shower or thunderstorm is possible. Tomorrow we see a cold front move through that brings in showers and thunderstorms in in the afternoon. It breaks the humidity a little bit for the Boilermaker weekend, and we're keeping an eye on Boilermaker Sunday. It may be a wet one. Gary.
Let's hope not.
Yes, unfortunately, so hopefully it stays dry.
Yeah, they'll be keeping an eye on you the next couple of days.
Yes.
Hannah, thanks. Well, the U.S. June jobs report got the weather in this half hour. Once again, here is meteorologist Hannah Evans with the very hot forecast.
Yes, already here this afternoon, a lot of our temperatures are reaching near 90 and it's very humid. So right now we actually do have 90 degrees in Whitesboro and in Little Falls, and then we have 89 degrees in Westmoreland, so already really hot this afternoon. It's also humid, 64 degrees for the dew point at the Groves Park Airport in Rome. This number is expected to reach near it in the low 70s. So our feels like temperature today is going to be in the upper 90s. We're also seeing mostly sunny skies, not really getting any relief from the heat or the humidity by any cloud cover. It remains mostly sunny for today with a pop-up shower or an isolated thunderstorm possible because of how hot and humid it is, with the heat index values reaching the upper 90s. We do see some showers and thunderstorms coming in tomorrow due to a cold front that cools us down a little bit for the weekend. So for the rest of today, expect sunshine, low 90s. It's going to feel like the upper 90s though. And I will talk more about the Boilermaker forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. The body of a
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking really hot and humid weather for the rest of the day with some sunshine. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. Hazy, hot, and humid. We are seeing very little cloud cover, and temperatures are really rising pretty quickly. Our sky watchers already have us in the upper 80s for the Mohawk Valley. We have 89 degrees in Clinton and in Mohawk, and then we have 83 degrees in Old Forge, and it's going to be very humid today. The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory for Oneida, Lewis, Madison, and southern Herkimer County until 8 p.m. this evening because the heat index values are going to be in the upper 90s. So with the temperature reaching the low 90s for the high and then the humidity being really high, it's going to feel like the upper 90s today. So make sure you stay hydrated, get that air conditioner ready. Gets a little bit better tomorrow. We see a cold front move through. We'll be in the low 80s, but still going to be humid ahead of the cold front. It will feel like the upper 80s, and it does get a little bit better for Boilermaker weekend. At this point, we are seeing a few actually pop-up showers on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. No system is really moving in. We are just seeing these because it is very hot and humid. It's fueling some instability, and it's creating a few pop-up showers, like as we can see here, moving through Little Falls, one moving through Hamilton at this point. A pop-up shower or an isolated thunderstorm is possible for the rest of the afternoon and evening, but otherwise it does remain dry and sunny. It remains humid tomorrow ahead of the cold front. Once the cold front moves through, it does break the humidity a little bit for Boilermaker weekend, but still going to be muggy. And we're still tracking Boilermaker race day, what the weather is going to be like. We have models in disagreement. This model, it's called the GFS. It does have us dry for the race and for the post-race party. It just has cloudy skies, a little bit muggy and warm. And then we have this model, it's called the Euro. It is showing widespread rain for the whole race and the after party. So they are in disagreement. It's a 50-50 chance at this point whether it's going to be a wet Boilermaker or not. So we will keep you updated as it does get closer. So on our skycast here today, we'll reach the low 90s. A pop-up shower, an isolated thunderstorm is possible just because of how hot and humid it is for this afternoon and evening. And then overnight, same thing, a shower, thunderstorm is possible. We just fall to right around 70 degrees. Tomorrow will still be warm. We'll be in the low 80s, but we will be seeing some clouds come in. It's going to remain humid, and then we do see a round of showers and thunderstorms move through in the afternoon due to a cold front. So for today, highs reach the low 90s. It's going to feel like the upper 90s though, really hot and humid, also a little bit hazy. And then tonight, it's still going to be muggy. Overnight, an isolated thunderstorm is possible. We get a little bit better tomorrow as a cold front moves through. Highs reach the low 80s. It's still going to be humid though ahead of the cold front. Once it moves through, it does bring in a round of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. We see a little bit of relief for Boilermaker weekend. We will keep you updated on the status of the race. It may be a wet one. Gary.
Let's hope not.
I hope not.
Hannah, thanks. Well, we've heard about the many ways artificial intelligence.
Kristen Copeland.
I'm Jason Powell. As hazy and very humid conditions continue into the evening.
And with that comes the threat of thunderstorms, more so tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking from the Weather Center.
Yeah, it looks like the weather's going to be pretty active here over the next 24 hours. It's the heat today. Current temperature is 92 degrees. Our second time hitting 90. We did that in May. This one was accompanied by humidity, unlike the last time. We're tracking sunshine. A couple of isolated storms across the area this evening. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. One downpour right over St. Johnsville. This is very slowly moving to the north and east, and this will be moving into Fulton County. Ephrata at 511, Caroga at 534. We're tracking humidity as we head into tonight and tomorrow. Thunderstorms arrive, it looks like late tonight as well as early tomorrow. A few of those could be on the stronger side. We're looking at the timing of those coming up, and also a preview of Boilermaker weekend. Warm and humid this evening, again an isolated storm, temperatures in the 80s. We have more wet weather expected as we head into the weekend. A look at that forecast is coming up. Kristen, back to you.
More than 700 people die every year in the U.S. from heat-related illnesses, according to the CDC.
And the most susceptible include those 65 and older, anyone with high blood pressure, and people who obviously work outside in this kind of weather. Heat exhaustion symptoms include heavy sweating, cold, pale, clammy skin, and a fast, weak pulse. Heat stroke is a medical emergency when the body heats to 103 degrees or higher. Other symptoms include hot, red, dry skin, fast, strong pulse, confusion, and loss of consciousness.
It doesn't take much. It can be an hour or two that can lead to the cells and tissues of the body starting to feel the effect of it.
Experts say stay out of the heat, take a cool bath, and sip water throughout the day.
For some, relief from the heat is easy. Stay in your air-conditioned home.
But for those who don't have a home, relief can be more challenging. News Channel 2's Jolene Ferris reports on the local options offered by people who care.
We want to make sure you're okay.
Health and safety are always the Utica Rescue Mission's top priorities, especially during extreme temperatures.
Right now, we just want to prevent a lot of heat exhaustion or heat stroke, so anyone is welcome to stop into our drop-in center, and you can get a drink, you can get ice cream. It's air conditioned in here.
Here at their Utica Drop-In Center, you can cool off, grab a snack, take a nap, do laundry, and even stay the night.
We've been pretty consistent all year long. We haven't really had highs and lows, but you do see a spike in extreme temperatures, so either extreme cold or extreme heat.
LaQuasia Gary is temporarily homeless, booted from her prior apartment before she could find a new place. She is grateful, especially on this hot day, for the rescue mission and the people who work and volunteer here.
It means a lot to me. I think it's a huge blessing, especially for people that really, really needs it.
David LeBron actually prefers this weather extreme to the frosty alternative, but he too seeks shelter from it at the rescue mission when it gets to be too much.
To me, I think that the cold, living out in the streets, is way worse than living in the heat.
Anyone who needs shelter from the heat can just come in off the street. Rescue mission officials just ask that you come here to their drop-in center on West Street, and they'll decide from there the best place for you to be within their facilities. Back to you.
A brave local 7-year-old got a plaque from the mayor of Utica today that was.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening, a hot day. Temperatures hitting 90 degrees for the second time this year. We won't do this tomorrow, though, as we do have some changes in the weather. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A couple of widely scattered showers are taking place across New York State. We'll take a look at the one in our area. This is right over St. Johnsville. Some thunder, some lightning, some downpours, some gusty winds with this. It's not a very large storm, but it is bringing some downpours just to the north of St. Johnsville. This is going to head very slowly to the north and east. Caroga at around 5:36 is when it arrives. Again, look for a couple of downpours with that. That's really the only storm that we're tracking in our area as of now. We do expect to see more of them tomorrow. As a cold front arrives, the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted our area for the chance of severe weather. It's a relatively low chance, but it's not zero. Looking for the possibility of some gusty winds, some locally heavy rain. The timing of this looks to be Friday afternoon across all of upstate New York, but especially here in central New York. Now, live look in Cooperstown, where we're seeing plenty of sunshine, and again, just a hot day. It'll be humid again tomorrow, but the humidity will start to break here as we get into the weekend. It's not going to become super comfortable, but we'll just take the edge off. So it'll be muggy Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but compared to today and tomorrow, it won't be quite as muggy or quite as uncomfortable. So we look at the radar and satellite image. This is what we're tracking. This is the cold front. That'll be our weather maker for tomorrow. See some thunderstorms with it this evening. Again, we'll expect that for our area as this approaches. Tonight, we're looking at a very muggy night. Overnight lows only in the upper 60s. There could be an isolated shower or two developing, maybe a rumble of thunder overnight. Temperatures start out tomorrow morning in the low 70s. Widespread showers and storms develop in the afternoon time, thinking generally 1 to 4 p.m. when most of these would occur. This cold front starts to head to the west, or I should say to the east tomorrow night, and that will help clear us out for Saturday. Saturday looks like a nice day. Temperatures climb into the 80s, and again, a little bit less humid. Tonight, muggy, mild, a low of only 68. Great night to run the air conditioner if you have it. Thunderstorms tomorrow, especially in the afternoon, a high of 82. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine on Saturday, 83. We're still tracking rain as we head into Sunday. Question marks as to whether or not it will impact Boilermaker. We're going to take a closer look at that coming up in a few minutes.
I wore my running tie in honor of you.
Nice.
Is that like a good luck charm?
For
or?
him, yes.
Okay. Does it mean
I'm
like
not
he's going to be great as a runner, or he's going to give us sunshine?
Hey, I just want to get the forecast right.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a personal best for you, Bill.
Oh, thank you.
One way or the other.
That's
Bill,
right.
thank you.
The Madison County. Well, several heat records have been broken in the U.S. High temperatures in several cities will hit or top 110 degrees. Laura Aguirre has more on what's driving up the temperatures.
Planet Earth just had its hottest days on record ever. The world's average temperature Tuesday and Wednesday just under 63 degrees Fahrenheit. The previous high was in August of 2016 when it was around 62.5 degrees. This from two climate tracking agencies in the U.S. and Europe. Now, 62 degrees may not sound high, but weather experts point out it includes half the planet that is in winter right now. And in the coldest regions like Antarctica, melting ice means the Earth is reflecting less sunlight and absorbing it into the darker colored oceans, pushing up temperatures. In the U.S. Wednesday, several heat records were tied or broken. Cities in Texas, Georgia, and across the Pacific Northwest setting new highs. In White Salmon, Washington, residents are dealing not only with heat, but wildfires. The Tunnel 5 fire has charred over 500 acres so far, while anxious residents across the border in Hood River, Oregon, look on.
This west wind's going to just come in with a vengeance.
When you see those flames just going up the side of the hill, yeah, you don't know what's going to happen.
No injuries yet reported there as firefighting efforts continue. But officials warn that isolated dry thunderstorms could ignite new fires in the region. Some scientists say the El Nino weather pattern combined with the evolving climate crisis means more heat records could be broken before year's end. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Well, with the heat and humidity comes the risk for storms. Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis standing by when you snap your fingers.
I'm here, yeah. So we have, it looks like it's going to be a semi-busy day in the weather department tomorrow with some thunderstorms. But I want to focus on more storms here heading into the weekend, and specifically for Boilermaker Sunday. First of all, we're calling for a dry Saturday. No issues here Saturday. Kids run, coming into town. Things look good. And that really hasn't changed. The start of Boilermaker also looks dry, but it's what happens during and after the race that is getting our attention, because we're watching an area of low pressure that is likely going to bring rain and maybe a few thunderstorms. Here's the scene. This is 8 o'clock in the morning. We're looking at two different computer models here. And again, we use computer models as a guide, as a tool to predict the future. And so it's not like one of these is going to be right or wrong, but they both give us a picture of what we're looking at here. And so you're seeing low pressure moving in, and this is going to be Sunday morning. It's just a matter of when does the rain begin and what are the conditions going to be like here. So we're expecting the wet weather to arrive at some point during the race, hopefully later in the day. Temperatures look to be in the 60s throughout Sunday morning, and it does look like there could be a thunderstorm or two, but the chance for that there'd be a better chance for that in the afternoon time. And the rain's going to be with us for most of the day, too. So that's what we're looking at here for the weekend. We're going to talk more about the storms expected tomorrow. That's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Thank you. Coming up, what you need to know about spray sunscreen.
Thinking of the heat that's coming our way, Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Yeah, hot day today. That heat is going to break tomorrow, and it comes with thunderstorms. We're tracking the possibility of some gusty winds and some locally heavy rain tomorrow afternoon. So if you do have plans outdoors, these are something we'll have to keep an eye on. Again, great evening. It's hot out there. If you're getting ice cream, you're going to want to eat it fast. It's going to be one of those evenings. Temperatures are going to be in the 80s, and we will stay very muggy here. Not really much relief here this evening, but again, those thunderstorms will eventually catch up with us, and that will provide some relief heading into the weekend. One lone isolated storm moving into Fulton County, approaching Caroga. Other than that, it is looking completely dry, and that's how we will stay as we head into this evening with temperatures in the 80s. We're tracking widespread storms for Friday. We're also taking a look at that all-important Boilermaker weekend forecast, and that's coming out. Kristen, back to you.
National Grid is reminding us tonight that HEAP is not just for heating your home. The Home Energy Assistance Program can also help you buy an air conditioner. The Department of Social Services can help determine if you're eligible.
And here are some tips to keep your home cool. Replace the filter on your air conditioner. Turn off the lights and close your curtains. Avoid cooking with your oven. And run fans near your air conditioning vents.
Sunscreen 101 now. Spray sunscreen. That is very popular, but that convenience may come at its cost.
And you may not be getting as much protection. Reporter Lauren Petty has some tips to keep you safe in the sun this summer.
It's a super popular way to try to prevent sunburn.
I feel like it's easier to spray on, you just go.
But spray sunscreen only works if it's applied correctly and not like this.
Most oftentimes that I see a sunburn, I ask the person, did they use sunscreen? And it is almost always, I used a spray sunscreen.
Dr. Jordan Carcaville is a dermatologist who says there are do's and don'ts when it comes to spray sun protection.
When I see parents spraying the kids just, in the face, I think that's probably the thing that bothers me most.
Never spray sunscreen directly in someone's face. Otherwise, they could inhale potentially dangerous chemicals.
These are meant to be used on the skin. They're not meant to be used on mucous membranes. They're not meant to be inhaled.
That includes titanium dioxide, which studies have found caused cancer in rodents, and benzene that sparked a recall.
Benzene is known to be harmful to humans, and so they were removed from the market.
For this day at the beach, Lupe applied sunscreen to her kids the way doctors recommend.
I put it on my hands and then I put it on their faces.
When applying spray sunscreen, dermatologists recommend you hold it closer to your skin than you may realize and spray until your skin glistens.
You want to be about 1 to 2 inches away from the skin so that you are not losing it to the wind.
One Australia study found up to 79% of spray sunscreen can be lost in light wind conditions.
So we know that in an even mildly windy area, today is really windy, so I wouldn't put it on today, but you lose a lot of product.
Many people choose spray to avoid sticky hands, but you should always rub your sunscreen in.
Some of them are thicker, and you really do want to rub them in. Those are the ones I like because they're thick. They are usually a mineral component to it.
And no less is not more.
Typically, you use about a shot glass size of a lotion or a cream for the entire body. With these sunscreens, the spray sunscreens, it's really hard to get that accurate quantity.
A beach day alternative.
My biggest suggestion for anyone is sun protective clothing.
Swim shirts, rash guards, and sunscreen. Essentials for a day in the sun.
My biggest advice is to find a product that you like, use it correctly, and use it often.
Lauren Petty, NBC5 News.
And you'll need
the WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are continuing to track high humidity across central New York and heat. This is going to break tomorrow as a strong cold front moves through. It's going to bring us some showers and storms. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Across the area, it's been a relatively quiet afternoon. There's been an exception, though. We've been seeing one thunderstorm that's developed. It's moved over St. Johnsville, producing locally heavy rain. It has weakened somewhat over the past half an hour or so. It's going to continue to track into southern Hamilton County as we get into the next half hour. We'll see more storms tomorrow, more widespread storms compared to what we've seen today. The timing looks to be Friday afternoon. Locally, heavy rainfall is possible with the high humidity, and there could be some gusty winds too as that cold front moves through. Here's a live look in Oneonta. Lots of humidity. You can see the haze in the sky. We are going to continue to track high humidity through tomorrow, but things will start to change for the weekend. Temperature-wise, it's still very warm Saturday. Notice Sunday, we're in the upper 70s, and then back into the 80s here as we get into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening could be quite wet across central New York as widespread rain arrives. Barneveld, 86 degrees, Clinton, 92, Mohawk, 88, Inlet, 84 degrees, across Southern Valleys, Newport, 88, Frankfort, 91, Milford, 83, and Edmonston checking in with 85. The radar and satellite image shows that cold front approaching from the west, again producing showers and thunderstorms. That'll be our weather for tomorrow. And as we time it out, again tonight, it's dry for the first half of the night. There is the chance that we could see a pop-up shower or storm overnight, so that could wake you up early. Temperatures look to drop down into the mid to upper 60s. A very warm and stuffy night. Great night to run the air conditioner if you have it. Tomorrow morning, we start out with temperatures in the 70s. We'll see a few breaks of sunshine early in the day. It warms up very quickly. It's very humid. Showers and storms develop Friday afternoon. Again, we're expecting this to be widespread, especially east of Utica. That looks to be the better chance of seeing some stronger storms. Heading into tomorrow night, the weather looks dry. And it looks comfortable here Saturday morning for the kids' run. A warm afternoon with temperatures climbing into the low 80s. Tonight, muggy, mild, low of 68. Again, the chance for a passing shower or storm. Tomorrow, thunderstorms. Temperatures climb into the low 80s in the afternoon. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Dry on Saturday, tracking rain for Boilermaker Sunday, 77. Some showers, some thunderstorms return on Monday with higher humidity, temperatures in the mid-80s as we look ahead to early next week. We'll be right back.
In Copeland, oppressive is one way to describe the 1-2 punch of high temperatures and humidity today. Temperatures reaching 92 degrees.
And the big question on many minds, will we get any relief come Boilermaker Sunday? Just 3 days away now. We're going to go straight to Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis, looking for some insight tonight, Bill.
Relief from the heat. The bigger concern is, will it be dry for Boilermaker Sunday? And I don't think that's going to be the case. It's just a matter of when the rain comes in. 90 degrees is the current temperature. We hit it again for the second time this year. This time around, we had a high humidity, unlike the first time when this was in May. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A few isolated showers are out there. One over Fulton County that's moving to the north and east. We're going to be keeping an eye on some storms out near Oswego. Looks like a lot of those will be passing to the north. Very humid tonight, early tomorrow. Thunderstorms will be arriving as a cold front moves in. That cold front does provide relief from the 90s. So it is cooler this weekend, but again, we are tracking the possibility of some rain as we head into Sunday. This evening, warm, humid, temperatures in the low 80s. We're taking a look at that Boilermaker weekend forecast coming up. Back over to you.
The heat is relentless, and for those without an air-conditioned home or any home at all, escaping it might seem like a daunting task.
News Channel 2's Jolene Ferris reports at a local agency welcoming the homeless on this day of extreme temperatures.
All right, so you're going to go to your appointment today.
For the homeless who might think they have nowhere to go to escape this extreme heat, the Utica Rescue Mission extends an open invitation.
Right now, we just want to prevent a lot of heat exhaustion or heat stroke, so anyone is welcome to stop into our drop-in center, and you can get a drink, you can get ice cream. It's air conditioned in here.
Here you can also do laundry, grab a nap, and access all kinds of services. For LaQuasia Gary, who's currently between homes, it's a blessing.
I don't think I could sleep on the curbs or anything like that. I don't know how some of them do it.
David LeBron actually prefers this weather extreme to the frosty alternative, but he too seeks relief from it at the rescue mission in Utica when it gets to be too much.
To me, I think that the cold, living out in the streets, is way worse than living in the heat.
While the drop-in center's capacity is around 25 and they're currently running at just over 20, they'll do their best to make the accommodations match the need. And the needs have been pretty steady regardless of the season.
We've been pretty consistent all year long. We haven't really had highs and lows, but you do see a spike in extreme temperatures, so either extreme cold or extreme heat.
Anyone who needs shelter from the heat can just come in off the street. Rescue mission officials just ask that you come here to their drop-in center on West Street, and they'll decide from there the best place for you to be within their facilities. Back to you.
Jolene Ferris reporting. Thank you. Now, National Grid is offering some pretty easy tips to help you beat the heat and save cash. Replace your air ones on central and room air conditioning systems can choke off the flow of air to your home's ventilation system. Also, vacuum your air intake vents and keep them clear. This will keep airflow moving, as will moving toys and other objects away from the vents. Rearrange furniture near your thermostat or room air conditioner. Lamps and TVs radiate heat, and if you're near your thermostat, that could cause your air conditioning to run more and longer. Run fans with your air conditioning too to create flow like winter wind chills, and close window coverings to prevent the sunlight from heating your room and causing your air conditioning to run longer than necessary.
We are following some breaking news. You may have noticed some warning signs the Mohawk Valley Water Authority posted at apartment complexes.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Hot day today, temperatures hitting 90 degrees, the unofficial high 92 at Griffiths and Rome. Let's take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. There are a couple of isolated showers in our area. Keeping an eye on one crossing into Hamilton County. That'll be moving out to the east. There's a few more out near Oswego that will likely move across the North Country. These are heading more towards Watertown, but maybe a few of these clip Boonville and Old Forge as we head later into this evening. Those are about 2 hours away. We're tracking a lot more storms tomorrow, or at least the possibility of widespread storms. Some severe weather is possible, although it's not a highly favorable setup for damaging winds, but we could see some locally heavy rain with the high humidity, and a couple of those storms could be briefly on the stronger side. Again, it looks to be tomorrow afternoon and into early tomorrow evening. Live look in Oneonta. Again, just a very hot and humid day. Beautiful, though. Plenty of sunshine. This is a look in downtown Utica. Again, if you don't mind the heat, it's actually a pretty nice afternoon. Temperatures are going to remain in the 80s tomorrow and Saturday. The coolest day looks to be Boilermaker Sunday because we do have the chance for rain as we head into the afternoon. In fact, that rain does look to be widespread. Barneveld 86 degrees, Forestport 87, Old Forge 86, Cross Southern Valleys 91 in Frankfort, Paynes Hollow 90 degrees, West Lawrence checking in with 89. We have a cold front moving in from the west. This is going to be our weather for tomorrow. And again, that'll be moving in the afternoon. A very warm and humid night. There is the chance that we could see a pop-up shower or storm overnight. Temperatures look to drop down into the upper 60s. Great night to run the air conditioner if you have it. Tomorrow we're dry to start, but then as that cold front approaches, it produces showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. The weather does improve. It dries out tomorrow night, and we're expecting overnight lows to drop down into the 60s, so it won't be quite as warm tomorrow night. Nice one here for Saturday. Good weather for the kids' run. Looking at partly sunny skies, a warm day with temperatures in the low 80s. Muggy, mild tonight, down to 69. Tomorrow, again, thunderstorms expected in the afternoon. Temperatures climb into the low 80s. Let's take a look at that Boilermaker weekend forecast. Again, on Saturday, it's dry, 83. On Boilermaker Sunday, we've been watching this all week for the possibility of rain. It still looks like rain is a good bet in the afternoon. It's just a matter of does it impact the race. Right now, it's right on the line. It might, the way that it looks right now is it would happen later in the race, maybe the post-race party. So we'll keep you posted with that. Some thunderstorms look to return as we head into Monday.
All right, what do we got to do to make that not happen? A little something extra in your check, Bill?
I'll think about that.
All right. Thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6, we're going to join Spencer live with the FX Mad Brew side Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. I know everybody wants to know what's happening for Sunday's forecast, but we have to wait just a minute. We have to prepare for tomorrow's weather.
Yeah, we're going to talk about tomorrow's weather too.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about some thunderstorms in the afternoon. I know a lot of folks are coming into town. We're also watching the Boilermaker too. So those two events here, I think tomorrow we're talking about severe weather. By the time Boilermaker comes, we still have the risk for rain, but the severe weather threat is going to be a lot lower. Let's take a look at what's going on out there this evening. Looking at pretty quiet conditions. We've been seeing a few isolated storms, especially east of Utica, but otherwise it's been a pretty quiet day. The big story has been the heat. We made it into the low 90s this afternoon. Second time this year that we've hit 90 degrees for the Utica-Rome area. We are still currently 76, so it's a balmy night outside. Very high humidity continues with clear skies. Even though it is cooler now, it's still going to be a pretty muggy night. Overnight lows only drop down into the upper 60s. So this is a great night to use the air conditioner. We're tracking the forecast heading into Boilermaker weekend. Look at that forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. It's Boilermaker weekend.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A very warm and humid night across central New York. We are going to keep an eye on the radar this evening. There's a small chance that a pop-up shower or thunderstorm could develop overnight. We're going to continue to keep an eye on those to the west. There's going to be a better chance for storms tomorrow as a cold front arrives. This will be arriving tomorrow afternoon. We're talking about the possibility of gusty winds, locally heavy rain, and the small chance that a couple of these storms could turn severe. Again, the timing of this looks to be Friday afternoon. Here's a live look at downtown Utica. We're looking to the east, and again, just a nice night, but just a very warm night. Again, with storms on Friday. Saturday starts out dry, partly sunny skies, and Sunday, showers and thunderstorms look to develop in the afternoon. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s, so there does look to be some rain on Boilermaker. The question is, will it be during the race or not? We'll take a closer look in just a second. To the west we go. A cold front is approaching. That's going to produce showers and storms tomorrow in our area. We're dry tonight. Small chance of a pop-up thunderstorm. Very warm tonight. Overnight lows only in the upper 60s. Tomorrow we're looking at a mix of sunshine and clouds. Thunderstorms develop in the afternoon. Again, some of these producing gusty winds and locally heavy rain. Storms move to the east as we head into tomorrow evening, and we do get a chance to dry out heading into Saturday morning. The weather Saturday looks nice. We're looking at partly sunny skies for the kids' run. Temperatures will be in the 80s in the afternoon, but low 80s, so it will be a little bit less hot compared to today. Looking ahead to Boilermaker, there's a likelihood that some rain will be in upstate New York. Question is, will it be here or not? We're going to have two different computer models on the table. Right now, there is the chance that some of this rain could make it in before the race is done. We'll be keeping an eye on this. Low chance that a couple of these could become thunderstorms too, so things are going to be watching very closely over the next couple of days. Muggy, mild tonight, low of 69. Again, small chance of a pop-up thunderstorm. Tomorrow, another warm and humid day. Dry in the morning, thunderstorms develop in the afternoon. High temperature of 82. A look at your Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, the weekend, Saturday dry, Sunday rain developing. A few thunderstorms are possible too. Monday, showers, thunderstorms in the afternoon, 81. It's very warm and humid again as we head into the middle of next week with temperatures in the mid-80s. The heat index likely close to 90 degrees as we slowly march through July.
And tomorrow's not a washout, but once it rains, it's going to be kind of gross around here tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to come down pretty hard in the afternoon.
Hey, Saturday, though, for the kids' run, that should be perfect.
Should be nice, yeah.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Bill. Well, coming up next. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jason Paulus alongside Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. I know everybody wants to know about Sunday's race forecast, and we had a scorcher out there today. But we have to talk a little bit about tomorrow because of, yes, the severe weather risk, right?
We have a chance of getting severe weather tomorrow. It's low on the scale, but it's not zero. And we're talking about the possibility of gusty winds, locally heavy rain in the afternoon time. I know a lot of people will be out and about, something we're going to have to keep an eye on. It's not quite alert day worthy, but again, we could be talking about thunderstorms, and a few of those could be on the stronger side. And all it takes is that storm to hit your place. Doesn't matter if it's all in central New York, it matters to you. And again, tomorrow afternoon, there is a chance that a couple of us will be seeing that. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Looking pretty quiet out there. We had a few isolated storms earlier today again, this time in Fulton and Montgomery counties out towards Caroga. Temperatures are really warm tonight. We're 74 degrees and the dew point 67, so it's a very muggy night. And we're just not going to get much relief overnight. Temperatures hold steady. Will be in the upper 60s, so it's a great night to run the air conditioner or use the fan. We're tracking more humidity tomorrow, but things are going to cool down as the cold front arrives. We're going to take a look at that and the weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. It's
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening and welcome back. We are tracking a very warm night. In fact, the high humidity, along with some unsettledness in the atmosphere, is causing a couple of pop-up showers and thunderstorms to our west. There is the chance that we could see a few of these overnight, but there will be a better chance that we'll see them tomorrow. The severe weather risk on Friday, again, includes gusty winds and locally heavy rain. The Storm Prediction Center has our area highlighted in marginal risk, which is on the low end, but again, it's not zero, so there is a chance that we could see a couple of stronger storms in the afternoon. Here's a live look outside. This is in downtown Utica, where it's just turning out to be a lovely night and a very warm and humid night. The weather over the weekend looks nice on Saturday, 83 degrees. Looks like we're tracking some rain for Boilermaker Sunday. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s in the afternoon. The rain may start as early as the Boilermaker itself, so something we'll be keeping an eye on. So you look at the radar and satellite image. To the west we go. There is a cold front that will produce showers and storms in our area tomorrow as it marches in from the west. We are generally quiet tonight. After midnight, again, a couple of showers and maybe a rumble of thunder is possible. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 60s. First part of tomorrow looks dry, but then some thunderstorms will be developing in the afternoon and evening. Again, some gusty winds and locally heavy rain possible. It turns less humid heading into tomorrow night. In fact, the weather should be nice for the kids' run on Saturday morning. 8 o'clock in the morning, temperatures start out in the 60s. We'll climb into the low 80s heading into Saturday afternoon. It's still humid this weekend, just not as humid as it is today, and it's certainly not going to be as hot. Keeping an eye on the forecast for Boilermaker Sunday, we're looking at a couple of different ideas here. Both show rain. Question is when. It might be during the Boilermaker race itself. Maybe not during the start, but maybe during the race. Again, it's kind of hard to pin down this precisely several days out, but it is something we'll be watching. Unfortunately, when that rain comes in, it looks like it's going to be sticking around for a good portion of the day. Tonight, muggy, mild, a thunderstorm, 69 for the overnight low. Thunderstorms tomorrow, especially in the afternoon, a high of 82. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Saturday, sunshine, 83. Again, some rain expected on Boilermaker Sunday, 77. Showers, thunderstorms Monday, 81. Into the mid-80s and turning very humid as we head into the middle of next week.
Humid Sunday?
A little bit. Not like today.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
At least we got that to look forward to. Thank you, Bill. Coming up next,